What's up, self-healers? Lisa Lightfeather here. Welcome to my channel, Closing the Gap. We make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and your spiritual journey. Here lately, I've been speaking about the topic of the narcissist and the unhealed empath dynamic. And so a lot of times during these dynamics, there is a lot of domestic violence and abuse. So I wanted to give you some pointers on how to safely remove yourself from one of these situations, because at the point of departure of the man, the woman, whoever the victim is, decides to leave is when they are in the most danger. And so it has been statistically proven that the person's life is in the most danger at the time that they are ready to leave. So this needs to be something that is thought about clearly and detailed. Right? And so you find yourself in a domestic violence relationship, and now you're finally ready to leave. And you may have children, you may have property, things of that sort. And so you're kind of hesitant to leave because of the children and things of that sort. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to reassure your children that they are there to be safe and not there to protect you. Because sometimes children will get involved and try to protect the victim in the domestic violence situation. Sometimes you'll have children that have been used as flying monkeys in the relationship, and so now even the children are against the victim in the relationship. But even so, the victim will not leave their children there. They're going to bring their children with them. And so you have to find a way to communicate with your children in advance, just in subtle ways, to let them know that they are there to be safe and not to be a protector of you, right? And so you have to get them in the mindset that when you move, they move, kind of thing. And so how you do that is up to you. Only you know your children's personality. You can even use it as a way of say, hey, we're going to the water park, or we're going here or there. You may have to fudge the truth a little bit with your children when you're ready to leave, so that they leave willingly without any rebuttal or any flying monkey activity. So the first thing you want to do is you want to let someone know. And you also want to just find one person that you can let them know that you are about to leave this relationship. So there's some things that need to happen. So you want to let someone know. You want to have a bag packed and prepared ahead of time. Like maybe put it in your trunk or put it somewhere where it can't be found. Hiding in the garage where it's close to your vehicle or something like that. But you want to have a couple of changes of clothes. In that bag, you want to have an extra set of car keys. In that bag, you want to have all of your important documents like your birth certificates, your social security cards, a book with phone numbers, because if you save those phone numbers in your phone, they may take your phone. You never know. So you want to have a book with phone numbers of people you can reach out to. The number one number that you want in that book is the number to your local domestic violence shelter. Okay, and so when you also want to take safety measures like possibly having a taser in your car, or safety measures like keeping all your doors locked except the driver's door. So you could get in, or the driver in the back passenger, so you can get your kids in quickly and you can get in quickly. You want to do what we used to call in the military is combat park your car, meaning you want to pull into the driveway backwards so that you can leave, quickly. Yeah. So you want to prepare these things ahead of time. You don't want to wait till the last minute, because you want to know ahead of time, like you know when you're about to leave. But just abruptly leaving, I'm leaving, I can't take this anymore. Your life is in serious danger. So you want to plan this out. Yeah. So once you have your bag with all of your important numbers, friends, possibly family, Also, this is another thing you want to do. Like, say, for example, that you need to get away quick and you can't get away with the car and all your important paperwork and stuff like that. You want to have a safe space, like identify places that may be safe spaces that are close to your home, such as a gas station or a convenience store or something like that, that you can get into fast and stay there until you can call the police, right? You won't always call the police during a domestic violence situation because women learn really quickly, and men, they learn really quickly that the police, there's always been this stigma where the police say that's family business. And believe it or not, that is still within the judicial system, unless you have something on camera or unless you have witnesses that they will just be like, okay, you guys stop hitting each other, or unless you're just bloodied and bruised, then they won't do anything. They'll leave you there with the perpetrator. Also, we've learned that even if they do take the perpetrator's only incarcerated for a couple of days, and then they're back home. And when they come back home, they are even more angry, more mad, right? And so, you, as an unhealed empath, you want to be smart with how you escape this situation. You don't just want to get up and just leave because you are in more danger than ever. And so having the domestic violence shelter and the police department's number and your friend's number or your family member's number, have it in several different places. Like if you're not able to grab your bag, right? Because if they find that bag with all that stuff in there, they're going to know what you're doing, and then it's going to be another situation where you're being abused. So you want to put these different numbers, these important numbers in different places. Put one in the glove box, put one in the trunk, put one in the bag, have one in your purse. But that's how you want to do this. Now, if you can possibly get to those numbers, right, and you call the domestic violence shelter, there is a way that the domestic violence shelter functions. Now, a lot of them, they will be like, well, if you don't have any police reports, then we can't do anything because the domestic violence shelters are overflowing. And believe it or not, there are people who pretend that they're in a domestic violence relationship just to have shelter. Because women that are in the domestic violence shelter with their children, they get put at the top of the list for things such as government assistance and housing and things of that sort. But in a nutshell, once you get into the domestic violence shelter, what they can do is they can move you to any domestic violence shelter within the United States. And so if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, and you just don't feel safe there because your abuser is there, they can move you to the domestic violence shelter in Dallas, Texas, and keep that move confidential. Yeah. And then they can assist you. They have their protocols, like you might have to go get a job or something like that, but they have their protocols. But eventually what the goal is to provide you counseling, provide your children counseling, provide you with a safe space with food and shelter and clothing, and then eventually release you out on your own. Once you abide by their rules and regulations. But the bottom line is that you are safe. Yeah, you do have to put in the work and help yourself, but you are safe. And so you don't just want to abruptly try to leave a domestic violence situation. I can see if you're in the middle of being abused and you try to run or whatever, but if you're planning on actually leaving, you want to be strategic about it. It needs to be a plan in place. Yes, you want to try to put some money aside. You want to have your important numbers. You want to have your emergency bag with all of your important documents in it. You want to make sure your car is in good condition. So if you're planning on leaving, just get the narc or whoever the abuser is, the psychopath, whatever they are. Get them, hey, I think I need new tires. I think I need the oil change, whatever it is. Prepare yourself. Take your time. Once you get that car in working order and things of that sort, then you leave strategically. You leave strategically. So you always want to have a plan when leaving a domestic violence relationship, because it has been proven that most people lose their lives at the time of the exit. So I hope that this has helped you in some way. You can always look it up online and Google it, like a safety plan, like a safety checklist before leaving a domestic violence relationship. But you make sure that you have a plan and that you're just not abruptly leaving. Yeah, we want to keep you safe. We want to see you win. We want to see you heal. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Closing the Gap. We'll make a conscious effort to meet you where you're at on your healing and your spiritual journey. We'll see you next time.